I love comedy gangbang at the end of that. I love being the last guy. You know, it's like being like number 900 in the gangbang record breaker of comedy. But it's cool. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind. Most of the time, a lot of aspiring comedy at this level, we're pretty much like the Jehovah's Witnesses of entertainment. You know, when you think about it, because that joke goes knock knock. No one wants to answer the door. Aspiring comedian. Come back in a few years with some chops and some jokes and some TV credits. Something I can sink my teeth into. So, yeah. But yeah, you know, shit's weird. But, you know, yeah, again, like, I'm just saying, my kind of year, it's been going kind of like, I just try to go 2 weeks in new shoes without stepping in dog shit in my area. And San Francisco, it's like, they just got dog. Out here, do you guys pick up your dog shit? Yeah. You guys do? Well, I hope you do. If you don't, all I gotta say, kick it over to an area where no one's walking in, you know, where it can biodegrade. And if you can't even do that, they made an animal that's specifically designed for you. It's called a cat. Yes. I don't know what it is about these beautifully dumb creatures, but they somehow in their DNA knew not to shit on something that was invented years later. So, you know what I'm saying? Something about the Egyptians, they just knew in the foresight, they just fucking planted that shit in there. But I'm just saying, they're a lot funnier too to take for walks, because you can just drag their ass all over the place. I love dragging a cat for a walk. But I'm saying, and they don't shit on the concrete. Now, if you're one of these assholes that always say, well, Dave, I need to have a Rottweiler or a Pit Bull or some dog to protect my home. They make an animal specifically for that too. I don't know if you have them up here. They kill white people by the droves and they keep putting them down. It's a waste of an animal. It's called a mountain lion. They're fucking dope. And they don't shit on the concrete. That's all I'm saying. Just trying to look out for my shoes. Just trying to look out for my fucking shoes, folks. So, anyway, but yeah, so, you know, life's weird and all this kind of stuff. I was bringing up how America being the rapist and the serial killer, right? Bringing up, you know, hot topics these days. And a lot of people always like to, you know, it's funny, because they always say the Manson thing, too, with me, and I always also like to make the unpopular point that, well, we've had a president with an invisible swastika on his forehead since, you know, before the Nazis. As a matter of fact, if you were to look at timelines, the Nazis were to America what the Beatles were to Motown. They just took something that, you know, somebody did better and whitened it up and made it more popular. That's all they did. That's all they did. And then we're trying to take it back and make it, you know, even better. So I'm not trying to say we're living in a Nazi state or anything else like that, folks. Actually, that's probably what I'm trying to say, and I'm just taking advantage of my stage time up here, trying to say all these kinds of nasty things and thoughts. It's what I like to do with my stage time. You see, when I bomb, I like to Pearl Harbor it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking waste any. I don't mince words. So. Arcada, you guys, I gotta tell you, it's been a wonderful time coming up here and tell jokes to you guys, being kind of, you know, because normally when I say these kinds of things when I'm off a stage, they call the cops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. It's something I learned back at home. You take somebody like me, you put me on a stage, you give, this is on the street even, you put me on a stage on the street, give me a microphone and some amplification, people across the street to hear what this crazy person is saying. You take the same person, put me on the ground, take the microphone and the speakers away, people will cross 5 blocks to avoid hearing what you have to say. It's a strange psychological thing. So, and with all that, you know, it's one of the things I gotta learn. You know, I'm learning a lot to try and balance my life. You know, because again, alcohol and drugs. I've been doing all right with alcohol lately. Hit and miss. I had an incident that occurred with this where I got drunk and heckled an open mic comedian. To the point where another open mic comedian decided it was a good idea to shove me, and my punchline ended up into the concrete. And see, it wasn't a very funny joke. So I didn't think it was that funny either. So, but it's one I learned from, because you got to watch it, especially with the drugs and alcohol, because it always starts the same way. It starts with some weed. You smoke that weed. What goes well with that weed? Some beer. And you drink a little beer. Time's getting good. Let's up the ante. What goes well with that? Some cocaine. Exactly. All right. 3 to 5 days later, after a good, healthy binge, what goes well with that weed, beer, and cocaine? A 2nd, 3rd, and 4th DUI. At the exact same time. Because that's when the acid kicks in, folks. How else can I drive 3 cars in 4 different dimensions? 32 colors, 56 flavors, into the motherfucking sky with diamonds. And I will still hit a cop. Because that dumb motherfucker doesn't look both ways before running a green light at 2:30 on a Friday night. Some drunk drivers are trying to get home safely, officer. That's why I did the cocaine to stay up. That's why I took the acid, so I could take my triple vision and synchronize it back into one with the universe. So I can make it home safely. I am not a dumbass, officer. Alright, folks, I got you on my side a little bit. Well, I think I'm gonna go here, but I'm gonna leave you with one little last thought, folks. It's something that, you know, I've talked about again endlessly, and it's that damn cocaine, right? Well, I'm not bragging here, folks, but I have done cocaine off of porn stars and strippers' tits and asses before. I'm not trying to brag here. Doesn't bother me though. It's only when they're on the covers of Playboy, Buttman, or Hustler magazine. That shit still counts in my book. I'm broke. You have been a lovely audience, in spite of, you know, actually some of you ladies have been quite an attractive audience. I've had to picture you with your clothes on, so I don't get too nervous up here. You know what I'm saying? Gotta watch it. You know. Actually, I'll tell you one last thing though before I go, because I'm gonna tell you. I know I'm just an aspiring comedian. I'm not anybody. I don't get big-headed about this shit. My mom, she picks on me. She picks on my comedy. She actually, you know, she tells me these things. She goes, Dave, I don't really think you're not that funny. You shouldn't have became a comedian. You should have gone with your strengths. You should have became a serial killer. She says this shit. Yeah, and then she starts listing off serial killers like they got role model qualities. She goes, yeah, well, let's look at it. If you're a little more like Ted Bundy, he was popular with the ladies. I'd have a grandson by now. Like, all right, Mom, thanks. And then she goes, well, let's look at the quality of your comedy. John Wayne Gacy used to dress up as a clown and could amuse his victims long enough to rape them and kill them. I don't think your comedy could hold that kind of focus. So that's a little harsh criticism, Mom, but I'll take that note. And she goes, well, let's look at the hard economic facts. If you were a little more like Jeffrey Dahmer, comedy's not paying the bills. At least you'd be eating. Yeah, my mom's a hack comedian too, so I just wanted to let you know. So anyway, so that's when I get fed up and I stand up for myself. I'm like, you know what, Mom, you need to shut the fuck up because you're dead. I should not be hearing your voice in my head anymore. At all. The doctors told me not to listen to you when I go off my meds. She'll always chime back with some cheap shit too, like a good son would dig up his mother and wear her skin in the full moonlight. I'm like, you know what, Mom? I fell for that shit once, never again. Your skin don't hold up. Old bitch. All right. That's my ending of that. That's Mean Dave talk. My name's been Mean Dave. You can have me on Facebook if you like or whatever. We're going to be at the Angelicas or doing the whatever shit tomorrow in some place, so feel free to come check us out tomorrow. Maybe we'll write new jokes between now and then. So we're fun guys. So you've been an awesome audience. Please slap your hands like together for everybody. Put this together. And yourselves, all that kind of shit. My name's Mean Dave. Fuck off!
That was mean. Are you guys still filming this stuff? That was
Keep making noise for Mean Dave.
That was an enjoyable comedy performance this evening. Mean Dave wasn't really that mean, except when he yelled the fuck off there at the end.
John, what do we have? We had Anders, we had Josh Duke, we had Dutch Savage.
Dutch Savage?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. Like you mentioned, and I was here. I was also here. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll be at the Works at 6 p.m. the little record store in Eureka. So those of you who have friends who are like, comedy shows are always too late, let them know about that one. And then 9 p.m. we'll be down in Fernbridge at the Angelina Inn. Then Thursday we're at what was it called? Six Rivers Brewery. All right.
Yeah.
And then I gotta mention it again, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the Comedy Festival. 60 comedians from all over the country, man. $20 goes to Chris, get your pass. We'll see you next month right here. See you last Tuesday.
Awesome! That was a fun comedy show. You had the best set of the whole night, though. It was an enjoyable comedy performance. Your set was fantastic, especially about the cat litter on the side of the road and a fine for $150.
$1,000.
Oh yeah, $1,000.
That's what the sign says.
Does it say it? It's that much for?
Yeah, it's a fucking ridiculous thing. It's almost as ridiculous as a cat having a litter on the side of the highway.
If the cat's doing it, does he have to pay the fine or he goes to cat jail?
I don't know.
Huh.
take on that part.
You could keep evolving on that joke and just be like, yeah. And then
I'm not going for realism.